How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the McLaren Speedtail from a first-person point of view. The spiritual successor to the McLaren F1, only 106 of these will be made, and it has 3 seats. It's called the Speedtail because, well, look at that rear end, but also because it goes 250 miles an hour. Now, unfortunately, we can't open the engine bay, but it's powered by a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 combined with an electric motor, making a total combined output of 1,035 horsepower and 848 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 happens in 2.9 seconds, but the cool stat is 0 to 186 miles an hour in just 12.8. That's faster than a Bugatti Chiron. Now, this car is all about aerodynamics. Just look how slippery that front end is. I'm in love with that roof scoop. Coming around to the side, you'll notice very unique looking wheels. It has these aero blades on the side to increase aerodynamics, make sure air goes around the wheels instead of into those wheel wells. Now, you'll also notice it has McLaren F1 style windows, and it also doesn't have any mirrors. So what do you do? Well, if you pull out the key and unlock the car, out pops these little cameras. So it's actually got cameras and then screens in the interior, which I'll show you in a bit. Let's go ahead and open the car. This is the coolest feature ever. So if we go ahead and hold the unlock button, watch this, both doors open at the same time. I mean, every car needs that. That is so dang cool. So if we go take a look at these screens, they're mounted on the A-pillars. This way you can see to the left and to the right of you. Now notice that 3-seat layout. It doesn't get any cooler. Central driving position, and you can have your friends to the left and the right of you. Now, in the back of the car, it's got some really cool features, namely these carbon fiber ailerons. They're actually made of flexible carbon fiber. These actually bend upwards to act as an air brake and also a wing for more downforce. Now, how crazy is this option? This Speedtail badge is $84,000 because it's made of solid platinum. And the entire car is made of something called 1K carbon fiber, which in this lighting you can't really tell, but if you get really, really close, you can see that carbon fiber weave just a bit on the camera. It's still really, really hard to see. That's a $600,000 option. All told, the total options on this car are about $1 million. Inside the Speedtail now, and it doesn't get much cooler than this, being able to sit next to 2 different people to the left and the right of you. There's even some storage underneath these seats right here. And there's a decent amount of storage. There's a small storage space in the front, but there's a bigger storage space in the rear. Now to turn this car on, the start-stop button is up here. Here's your drive controls, reverse, neutral, drive, active mode, to activate this panel here to switch between comfort and sport. And it also has velocity mode. You click this, it lowers by 1.4 inches, and that can reach its top speed of 250 miles an hour. Now, to close the doors, obviously they're too far away. Well, there are buttons up here that you press and hold, and then the doors are going to close. Let's go ahead and do that on this side as well. That is such a cool feature. I love the steering wheel, 7-speed DCT. The paddles are amazing. This carbon fiber finish is unbelievable. As you can see now, there's the side view mirrors to the left and to the right. You can also see a little bit of ambient lighting. Now check this out, electrochromic glass. Watch this piece here and this piece here when I click this button. All of a sudden it darkens up so we're not being blasted by the sun. You don't even need any sunshades. They don't even have them. Now the window controls are right here. It's a very, very small window inspired by the McLaren F1. You can't really do much, but at least it has some form of windows. Over here, we've also got ambient lighting controls and the climate control. Pretty cool that it's got ambient lighting in a hypercar. And then over here, media controls for your phone, a volume knob, etc. The lift activated by this here. And like all McLarens, you can push the paddles in either direction to upshift or downshift. I'm so excited to drive this. Let's go. All right, behind the wheel of the Speedtail now. Let's go ahead and fire up that twin turbocharged V8. Go ahead and put it into first gear. And off we go. These side view mirrors are gonna take a little bit to get used to. Initial impressions with this car, it is so smooth. It is so unbelievably comfortable, it's ridiculous. It feels like a McLaren GT, only smoother. It's so insulated from the outside world You really feel like you could drive this across the country without a trouble in the world, and it would be a lovely experience, if you can imagine. But, you know, I'm not driving this in comfort mode anymore. We're gonna click the active button, put it into sport mode, and surprisingly, the car actually feels very, very nimble. You know, it's a long car, but it still only weighs 3,500 pounds, and everyone knows McLarens have some of the best handling and steering feel of any vehicles. Another thing you instantly notice is because of that electric powertrain, you get instantaneous torque. So even at lower RPM, you get a surge of power before the turbos spool, and then after they spool up, it's just absolutely insane. Just look at this. Oh my gosh. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. It sounds really cool too. When you let off the gas, the turbo flutters and the roof scoop noises are out of this world amazing. And it's really confidence inspiring, despite the fact that it has 1,035 horsepower, which is a beyond ridiculous amount. It actually feels somewhat usable because of the traction control management. It keeps those rear wheels from absolutely tearing themselves up and sending you sideways into a wall. Really, really impressive. Driving this thing, it feels like a spaceship. Looking at the screens everywhere and being in the center of the car, it literally feels like you're inside of a UFO. I mean, it's not like I know what being inside of a UFO is like, but I imagine it would be similar to this. The graphics are also really impressive as well. As an overall car, there really aren't any shortcomings. It's just freaking awesome. And being able to sit in the vehicle with your friends would be the coolest thing. All right, here we go. Oh my God, this thing is fast. I mean, like terrifyingly fast. But it actually feels, like I said, shockingly stable and planted. My God, this thing is awesome. Oh, huge thanks to the Triple F Collection for making this video possible. Make sure to subscribe to them. I've got a link in the description below. Seriously, this is just a dream come true reviewing all these cars. Oh man, nice straightaway Mercy SV right there. Hit the gas. Wow, and the brakes are really good as well. This thing is just an absolute riot in every sense of the word. Oh, I love it. I love it. This thing is actually insane. Easily one of the best cars I've ever driven. Seriously. Man, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought maybe it would feel heavy and big and not corner that well, but it's light. It's got McLaren's signature, beautiful steering. It's got a little less feedback than some of the other cars, but that's because it's so refined, it's so comfortable, and honestly, you get used to that center driving position immediately. It's not stressful whatsoever. This thing is so darn cool. Let's see what happens when you roll down the windows. Do you get any sort of, well, that was the door button. Thankfully that didn't open. How much airflow do you get? I'm curious if these things cause buffeting at all. Oh yeah, you definitely can't go too fast with the windows down, otherwise it starts fluttering inside the cabin, which obviously isn't the best sound in the world. So we'll go ahead and put these back up. I wonder how often people accidentally click the door buttons versus the window buttons, because they kind of look the exact same and they're in the same place. Probably just a me thing, honestly. All right, let's take it out of active mode, put it back into comfort, and cruise this thing home safely. Because at $4 million, I really don't want anything to happen. The speaker system is amazing in this vehicle, like truly good. The bass is fantastic, made by Bowers & Wilkins. It even has ambient lighting, which is just really cool for a hypercar. What hypercar has ambient lighting? It's actually ridiculous. Sitting here now, check out the climate control. It's a picture of a race car driver, like all McLarens. Quick hot, quick cool. Super easy controls, honestly. This car is so user-friendly. Wow. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.